Hey, what's going on, folks? CJ here, 1/3 of the Three Black Geek Squad, and the Blerd Station BlerdCon live stream in 2024. What more can be said? Me and the good folks at Blerd Station Press Corps, we put in a lot of hard work into making that happen last year, and with that came us being able to highlight a lot of indie creatives, congoers, podcasters, even some of the guests at the convention. We were able to highlight them. And it actually was a huge success, due in part to a lot of you guys that happened to see us there or watched us. And we had a lot of fun doing it. And it was great to be able to give back to the community that put us in this spot in the first place.
However, with this amount of success comes curveballs. The state of Virginia charges an exorbitant amount for the most basic Wi-Fi services. So now we're turning to our community.
We want to show how great we can be when we don't have any obstacles in our way. So we're asking for help with building a spirit bomb. We're calling on our Leaf Village to help us literally win the internet.
So just imagine your favorite Black-owned business, or even your own, finally getting to be seen on a global reach outside their own backyard. You can get more information on the sponsorship tier list at www.blerdstation.com/BlerdCon-broadcast. This is Chris Fury of Blerd Station. We'll see you at BlerdCon 2025.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Welcome to an earlier edition of Roomful of Blerds. Just wanted to let you guys know, as far as our attempts to get to the internets for BlerdCon, we are just a little bit above. I think we're at $716 left to go. That is the only amount of money that we need in order to get this thing going over at BlerdCon. So if you know anybody that is a small business, Black-owned preferably, or if you are willing to donate, please, by all means, donate to, Hellspawn Cosplay on Cash App. You can also go to the Blerd Station website, go to the live tab. I'm so sorry I do not have visuals right now. Go to the live tab and you can see all of the sponsorship tiers if you're interested in purchasing some ad space time. With that said, let's get this show started. My lovely host, my co-host, Mr. Navy Montel is in the building. Hey, Big Pops. What it is, what it do.
Hey, what's going on?
Ooh, Lord. I've been having some technical difficulties on my end, but I am very glad that everything else is working out here. I'm going to put this down at the bottom so that people know where to go.
Woo! Please do. Please support us at Blerd Station. If you can donate to our internet conundrum so we can solve that problem, please do that. It last year was a banger. Everybody who was involved had a good time. Everyone who was a part of it had a blast. And it was nothing but good things. And of course, there are going to be obstacles, but you realize if something is worth going through, obstacles are going to present themselves. So you stand up to the challenge and you overcome it. So you can go back and go, I don't care. And you keep on going.
Yes. So, perseverance is a great teacher in life, or challenges are a great teacher in life. But we don't need any more. Can we just a little bit smoother for the rest of 2025, at least with this, especially because it is actually going to a cause to help Blerd businesses everywhere and to help support the Blerd community in of itself.
Agreed.
That is that. You know, I'm not a preacher, I'm a shower. So with that said, let's get to
I'm the preacher.
So
I'm gonna take a sip out of my cup here.
You gonna mind your business, sip your tea? Okay, cool.
I'm gonna take a sip out of mine.
Mug! Yeah! Oh, I forgot. I got mine too. Oh, I love your cup. Oh my god, that was so cute. All right, sorry, I got sidetracked. Hi. We have a lovely guest here this evening.
Yes.
He goes by the name of Mr. David Crownson. He is the proprietor, owner, Yeah, he be
Well,
running shit down over at Kingwood Comics.
he's a proprietor's owner. He's an
Ladies and
onerous
gentlemen,
proprietor.
yes, please welcome Mr. Crownson to the stage.
Hi. Hey guys.
Oh, wait, I gotta get you the cheer. Hold on, there you go.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for
How
having
you
me.
been? Oh
I'm
yes,
good. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
the standing ovation without the standing. I dig it.
Yes, sitting ovation. That's more proper and trim and such. Hi, David. How are you, honey?
Good. How are you?
I am swell. I am. No, sincerely, I am.
I was like, how are you really doing?
I am trying to juggle plates and light a fire and cook all these types of things at the same time. So might seem a
You
little
could light a
chaotic.
fire with the juggled plates. See how that turns out.
That it, on a hot sword and do one
Yeah.
of those spinny
Yeah,
type
sauce
deals.
on a hot on a hot tin sword.
80 it was it ADD is a superpower, ladies and gentlemen. It does help in certain situations.
Yes, no, yes. ADHD. When you have ADHD, you can do everything and nothing all at the same time. I think my girlfriend's learning about my AD. Like I have it too. She's like, she's like, oh, David's been through here. And she's like, I'm like, wait, yo, what does
Wow.
that mean? She's like, okay, well, you cook dinner and everything is delicious, but all the drawers are like opened and you didn't close any of them, and you forgot to put back the salt and all the
Wow.
seasonings. You did do all the dishes, but you like took out the garbage, but the garbage was half taken out, but it was tied up, but you didn't like throw it out. Um, and yeah, so it's like ADHD, OCD. And then we're going to
Oh,
class.
David, you have
It's like
described my entire Sunday just now. My entire Sunday was just
So having at that ADDHCDO,
ooh, and OPP is also another issue.
uh,
Aha, jokes. David, most people would know you from your
Mhm.
lovely and thrilling comic, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. Can you talk to the folks that ain't familiar with it just a little bit? Like, where did she come from? Where did she go?
Where it come from, merge go. Yeah, that's funny as hell. No,
if you say Cotton Eye Joe, I'm closing
yeah,
this thing
I
right now.
I,
he's
I
like,
held my tongue.
and that's enough. Happy Black History Month, everyone.
It's like, and
No. He's like, y'all have a blessed Sunday. No, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. It started out just as a fun idea. I think I was in Ghana, West Africa, when I got the idea. I was taking a break from America because of all the it was like pre-Trump, like 2014, and I was, if you thought I was tired of America then,
Baby.
but but like but no, I was in Ghana, West Africa, and this Harriet Tubman documentary was playing, and I was eating KFC. This is the blackest thing ever. The
I'm
blackest thing
sorry.
ever said. The blackest thing is like, dude was eating KFC in Africa, watching a Harriet Tubman documentary. Like the blackest sentence ever said.
Holy
All we need
cow.
is cocoa butter, and a kufi will manifest over my head. So yeah, no, I'm watching, documentary about Harriet Tubman eating fried chicken. Fried chicken is the best in Ghana, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
Mm.
that's right, I said it. I don't know. Their seasonings are just different. Like their seasonings are just different. That's all I gotta say.
it's
Can,
probably
Um,
fresh.
can I say real quick that KFC across overseas, outside the US, is 1,000 times better?
Why
I've
is
had it
oh,
in
that?
Kuwait. I've had it in Spain. I've had it in Japan. I've had it in Italy. What is our problem?
I don't know what we're doing. It just I don't know what type of herbs, peppers, and salts they use, but damn, it is
It
like
makes a difference.
perfect,
It is.
perfect.
Ugh.
So like I think after the Harry Tubman documentary, um, I started watching Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It was the ending fight scene, katana fight scene, and I ended up watching Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters,
Oh,
afterwards. So I think
That was
later on,
insane, by the way.
oh yeah, oh yes, but I didn't love the movie, unfortunately. Like it didn't like um it never like resonated with me. But I was
Mm,
excited to watch it because I'm like, yo, it's Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. This is a dope setting.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll take advantage of this, they'll take advantage of this great setting, and they didn't. It was kind of boring and it was flat. I'm like, no, you can be campy, you can have heart,
Hmm.
like so I remember I was just writing in my journal because it was my
hmm
first time being outside of the country. So I was just journaling, and the three things that stood out in my journal, like stream of conscious, was Harriet Tubman, katanas, and martial arts, and witch hunters. And I was like, wait, Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. Like, what if Harriet Tubman knows martial arts and like demons, witches, vampires all exist, right?
hmm
And just have it still be like still treat it like a biography, and just be like, yeah, like this all exists now, you know. And then I was like, wait, Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. um and then I decided to make it a comic book once I got back into the States, because I didn't know what it was. When I was in Ghana, I was, coming off of being an actor and doing lots of theater, and I was always interested in writing and creating, but I was like afraid of writing and creating, because I didn't think I'd be any good at it, until I just, had to like try and, take baby steps toward doing it. I'd taken like screenwriting classes, but like comic book stuff, I'm known as a comic book fan, but transitioning from being a fan of the stuff and then doing the stuff, that seemed really intimidating. Until like I read this book called Words for Pictures by Brian Michael Bendis, who's like my favorite comic book writer. Um,
mm,
yeah,
BMB, man.
yes, yes, he wrote Ultimate Spider-Man, created Miles
hmm
Morales,
Relish, yeah.
created Jessica Jones, and he had this book called Words for Pictures about the business of comics. And he had a chapter about how to even write comics, like a script. And I just, I read that book, and did a bunch of research on Harriet Tubman, and then I rewatched Buffy the Vampire Slayer and read a bunch of like Anne Rice diaries about like vampires and werewolves and like that world building. And then I just watched Django a couple of times because I'm like, wait, I think I know the tone of my comic.
Mm.
I think it's going to be Django Unchained meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it's going to be grounded in Harriet Tubman's true life story, and just again just treat it like a straight up biography, through this like kinetic, heightened lens, right? And then we were off to the races, and then started working on the story, and found a great artist, Cortland Ellis, and he did the cover for it. And then I was trying to find people who had money to invest into the idea, and I kept on failing because I kept bumping into like the wrong people, and
Ah,
then it was just really hard to raise money. So I just was like, because like no one knows who I am and all that stuff, and all I have, I don't think I even had the cover yet for Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. Um,
I'm. I mean, that seems to work for you very well, sir.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
those, those
yes, yes,
methods.
yes. Oh yeah, yeah, but like I think Killer B, at least I had the background of Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, and Harriet, now being where it is now, to help, which we'll get into that as well.
Yes, sir.
Um, but like but with but yeah, I had trouble getting financiers because to back Harriet. So I was like, hey, I'm just gonna take a break and give up on this for a little bit, and just focus on acting and focus on writing, because it seemed easier to write and star in
mm,
things that I was gonna do, because like Issa Rae had just done awkward black girl. So I was okay. That'll be what I'll do with my career. I'll write things and I'll act in them. I'll create things and I'll act in them and direct them. Let me take a break. Hillary Clinton gonna be president tomorrow. I can't believe Donald Trump. Like, I was going to bed and I was like, I can't believe Donald Trump ran for president. What a
Dude,
crazy time. Wasn't
dude.
that crazy? That's like
Hmm.
Kanye West running against Michelle Obama. In essence, I'm like, what a crazy time. Let me go to sleep. I'm gonna wake up. Hillary Clinton gonna be president, and we're
People are
and
gonna
we're
be
gonna
back
laugh
to
about
normal.
this.
This
Yeah,
isn't this
yeah,
isn't real life. Who would pick this man
yeah.
once?
Who picked
Ooh,
this
ooh,
dude to be
ooh. Can I
president?
answer that question? Ooh, can I
I was
answer
like,
that?
I'm like, let me go to sleep. And yeah, yes, sir.
Right here.
Yes, young man.
What's your
Yes,
flavor? What's your flavor? It's palm. Your palm is flavor. Your flavor is
yeah,
palm.
yeah. I was gonna say vanilla, but I really like all that almond milk and ice cream too much. Oh yes, yeah. Oh yes, oh yes, keyboard colored, cloud colored. Um.
Wait.
You
So
have a
so
tinge
yeah.
of envelope, sir. Yes, you are a tinge of envelope.
Yes, yes. Easter bunny flavored. But yeah, so I was going to sleep, and I'm like, all right, gonna wake up, and then actually, no. I didn't go to sleep. I went. This is my thing. I usually do on elections. I didn't do it this past year, or I haven't done it I haven't done it in two elections. But typically, I'll go to the movies
Mm.
and I'll see a movie and then I'll vote. I go to the movies and then I leave the movies and we have our president, whoever it is. I think in 2008 I went to go see The Dark Knight, Barack Obama president. 2012, I think I saw Skyfall, James Bond. And
Nice,
then
nice.
2016 I went to go see Hacksaw Ridge or whatever. So Andrew Garfield army movie. And he's good in it. Mel Gibson sucks. But uh what's it called? I walk out the movie and I was in New Jersey and the atmosphere was just different. And I was like, it was weird. It was like
Eerie.
I'm not trying to be dramatic. I
No,
think when I walked out, it just felt like the world became darker.
you're not wrong. You're
and
not
I was
wrong.
driving and I didn't turn on the radio or anything like that. I was like, I think my phone had died. I was like, I don't even want to know until I get home. And I'm
Mm.
driving and I drove through the movie theater in my neighborhood in New Jersey is in a very rural kind of trash sorry y'all, it's like a white trashy neighborhood. And I just remember
They they know.
and I just yeah, oh yeah, they know who they are.
We
So
all believe it. We know about WTNs. They exist everywhere, ladies and
Mm,
gentlemen.
mm,
yes,
mm,
yes.
mm.
So I drove through this neighborhood and they had spotlights on a giant Trump sign. And I was just like,
Ugh,
nah,
there's no
nah.
way. There's no way. This
And then
isn't
I
the
get
world I grew up in. There's no way.
I was like, nah. I was like, no
Nah.
way. And then I get home and my sister is watching TV and she was just she's like this and she's like she needs to win Michigan or North Carolina. And even if she wins those, I don't know if she's gonna win because the rest are just red states left.
Yeah.
And I was like, she lost where? She lost
Yeah.
where? He won where? And then it was the coldest shit. Sorry for cursing. I don't know if I can curse on
Oh
this.
no, we curse like a
Uh,
motherfucker in this bitch. It's all right.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
throw out your fucking words. We good with that.
yeah.
Just say what the fuck you gotta say. It's
No.
bullshit.
So I get home, coldest shit ever. They're like, Donald Trump is, the president of the United States. And I'm just like, and I was like,
Yeah.
and then I want to say that morning I was talking to a buddy of mine, uh, Alex Marshall Brown, amazing, dope, awesome black actress. And she was like, I've been crying all night. I can't believe this happened. And she just said, hey, what are you working on right now? What do you I can't think about this anymore. I was like, oh, I was writing this comic book about Harriet Tubman, kills racist demons. It's like, Dave, you need to make that happen today, motherfucker. And I was like, no, girl, chill. It's like, chill.
That's some
Chill,
friendly
girl.
motivation.
Girl,
Friendly.
chill. Why are you
Friendly
yelling?
motivation.
Like, girl, it's 6 a.m. Why are you yelling?
She
calm down.
saw the genius and saw you sitting on your shit.
She's like, David. She's
Your
like,
time
David,
is now.
it's like, I need to see a dark-skinned black woman killing racist demons right now. That needs to exist in the world. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. You right, Alex Marshall Brown.
Yeah.
And then you hung up, and I was like, I ain't gonna do that shit. And then I went back.
Damn, sir. Sir, this is deplorable, sir.
Oh yeah, that was bad. So I went to bed, then I got up, and I was like, wait, today's miserable, but I think Luke Cage had just come to Netflix, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some terrible food, and I'm gonna binge watch Luke Cage. So I went to it was really bad, but I got some big back food. I got I got some. Oh yeah, because it was a day. I got Popeyes. I got and then I was like, wait, I need dessert, and I went to Walmart. And I got okay, I got very big back diabetic things. I that's all. Actually, yeah. None of your business. That's all I got. Yeah. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I got. What's it called?
This is the melanation conglomeration, sir. You need to divulge because at my advanced age, I want to know what the fuck I'm missing out on. Okay, don't do this to me.
Okay, this is all right. This is what I got. Wait, what is that?
That is mochi. That is cake batter, mochi ice cream, and beer, baby. And I got chicken wings in the oven. That's why I got the nice sheen going on right now. I promise you, that's light work. That's light work. I know that sounds lighter than what you did, but that's because I don't want to tell all my business. That's just a starter.
Okay, so I got this is what I got.
Okay.
I got Popeyes, a 2-piece special and 3 biscuits and a strawberry Fanta, and then I was like, that ain't enough. I need dessert. So I'm gonna binge watch Luke Cage. It's gonna be 13 hours in my room. I ain't leaving because Trump president or some bullshit. So I went to Walmart and I got triple stuffed Oreo cookies.
Okay.
And then I got vanilla, and then I would dip it in vanilla cake batter.
Ice cream.
No.
Ice cream. No. I'm gonna say it for you. I know that's not what you mean. I'm going to say cake batter ice cream for you.
Oh no. It was the cream you smear on a cake. That
frosting.
Whipping. Yeah, frosting.
And that's not.
Okay. It depends on what kind of frosting.
As long as you got your insulin pen next to you, you're good.
As long as what?
You got your insulin pen next to you, you're good.
Oh no, my ass. I think I went to the gym. Actually no, that was bad. I went to the gym like 2 days later. It was really bad. Yeah. But
gastroenteritis, sir. Okay.
Oh yeah. David needs to take better care of himself. But yeah, actually, no, I was in the gym a lot that year. So I was like, I could afford this bullshit. Trump president,
not even your feelings.
Trump president. Nobody gives a fuck, so I don't give a fuck. Anywho, so I'm in line with my big back snacks. I'm in line at Walmart, and I see what's it called? I think there was a long ass line, and I was like, yeah, I need to get my Popeyes is getting cold in the car. I want to get home and eat. Why is such a long line? And I see a woman who has like a hijab on, and none of the people in line are going to that register. And I'm like, hey, is her register broken or something? Because it's me and like a bunch of white people, and like some black people. And I was like, hey, is something wrong with her cash register? And they're like, no, we just ain't going to her. And I'm like, I'm like, well, fuck
Oh,
y'all. I'm going to this
it's
woman.
Jersey. Never mind. Never mind. I
It's
know.
and it's like, and I live like in like the middle, like middle class, lower middle class suburbs, and like all conservative people, even though it's a blue state. But like I live in that area where it's like the county is mostly red. If you go like 15 minutes south. Um, so I'm just like, yeah, fuck these people. And I go to this woman's line, or this woman named this woman named Priyanka. And I'm just like, hey, I'm
Um,
like, hey, how are you doing?
I'm sorry. What was her name?
Yeah. Uh, uh,
Priyanka.
Priyanka. I think I probably said it wrong.
No,
It's
no.
called.
This one I thought I've heard a unique name, and it something get topped. Here comes that. So you just
Well, no, there's a Priyanka Chopra. She's married to a Jonas
Yeah.
brother.
Yes. That's
I
her.
don't
That's
get
her.
that deep into these celebrities. What for? They don't know anything about my struggle. I
He's
don't care.
they
Hey, I
don't
don't
know
know.
anything about it.
Good for
That's
you. You
funny.
found a boo. Good for you, fucker. I don't care.
Not the hate. Not the hate for love.
It's like, good for you. Yeah, that's funny as hell. It's funny as
Congratulations,
hell.
asshole.
Yeah, that is comedy. But no,
What?
she was like really chill and really like fine, and like she took my order, she scanned my stuff, I paid, and then back when you buying a whole bunch of big bag stuff cost $8. Now if I bought that same thing, it'd be $25.
No, it's rent.
Anywho,
Okay.
yeah,
75.
yes.
About 75.
Yes, like I bought healthy soft drinks the other day at nearly $88. I'm like, damn. Anywho,
Yeah.
so I went to what's it called? So I'm walking to my car, and this like white dude with like obviously a Trump supporter. He had like a trucker hat and like what's it called, camouflage pants and a gray sweater, and he's like, "You're braver than me, brother." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "I could have never gone to that line. You know that they've been here right this whole time. Over these last 8 years." I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? He's
What the
like, "You're
fuck are you
braver than
talking
me." He was like,
about?
he's like,
What?
he's like, now that Trump's here, we can get him out of this country. I was like, what the fuck? I
Oh
was like,
my gosh.
I'm like, white man, I am a whole nigga. What are you talking about? Um,
Yo,
like, what
like,
is
bro,
going on?
what?
Like, what is happening?
Right.
So,
Literally, who's going to man that register that I clearly got out of the line, out of the store faster with? If you get rid of her, what do you not see the implications of what you do? I hate people here sometimes. I really, it's exhausting. It's
oh yes,
exhausting.
super exhausting, and and what's it called? Um, so I'm just like,
Oh wait,
I have to make this comic book now.
I was gonna say, wait, what happened to the comic book?
That was the impetus,
Yeah.
huh?
That
That
that,
was the
that was it.
impetus.
Yeah, that was it. Like Alex Marshall Brown had said it, and then at first I was like, I ain't gonna do it, but then I was like, wait, like the world needs it. I think if you're a racist, you should be embarrassed and feel shame. And
Mm-hmm.
at that moment, racist people didn't feel shame or embarrassment; they felt emboldened. And I'm like, no, if there's a comic book that I don't know, but that was just my train of thinking of like, if there's that imagery of a black woman beating up a racist bully, maybe it'll make the world a better place.
Good.
So I just was like, I'm gonna make this comic book, and yeah, and then I called Cortland. I said, "Hey man, we're doing a Kickstarter," and he was like, "I thought you were scared of Kickstarters." I'm like, "I am, but fuck it." And he was like, "Okay," and he's like, "I need you to make some art. We're gonna make this comic book. We're gonna launch it on." We're gonna launch it on Cyber Monday. He's like, that's not enough time. He's like, dude, that's in like less than 2, 3 weeks. I'm like, we're doing it. And he was like, shit. So we started working on it, and then I had a friend, record it, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, we're going to make this. It's going to come out. Cortland at first was like, dude, like, what if it doesn't work out? I'm like, no, I'm more focused on winning than my fear of failing.
Mm,
You know,
mm.
and
I love that.
and then I got a little scared because the people who one of my friends, Chris and Kimberly Chalk, two awesome actor friends of mine, who are married, they were like saying like, "Hey, how much money are you gonna ask for when it comes to this Kickstarter?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll probably ask for like 5 grand," and they were like, "Nah, man, you should ask for more than 5 grand."
Yes.
Uh, and again, I had no idea what I was doing, and what's it called? I'm like, hey, like, I don't know if I can. I'm kind of nervous about asking for more. Like, how much do you think I should ask? Like 15 grand, because 15 grand is $15,000. It's in the realm of possibility, but it's something that you can't just because you can borrow 5,000 from somebody. And I was like, I'm glad you asked, nigga. Let me get 5,000 then.
Ooh,
Like since you talking
ooh.
that good shit. And they're like, all right, David, calm down. And I was like, okay. So
Nah, ain't no
so we
calm
were.
down. Give it up. You brought
So
it up.
it's like, yeah, give it up. You doing on talk that good shit, nigga.
For
It was
I'm
real.
really
still
good.
waiting. This is empty. I'm still waiting. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. What's it called? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like my PayPal kind of light right now, girl. Anywho, so they were like, hey, you gotta do 15,000. It's the only way people will really rally behind it. And then I think, we could see this becoming maybe a movie or a TV show, and people will say, oh, like I backed that Kickstarter.
Ah,
Um, so
how
I so Mhm,
I just need to know, how
mhm.
did the number 15,000 come about? Like, was it just picked out randomly? Because that's a hell of a leap
Yeah.
from 5 to 15.
Oh yeah,
I
because they were
mean,
like they were like, hey, how much will it cost to make one of these issues? And I'm like, it's probably gonna cost, $5,000 because I'm like, it's gonna cost 2 to 3,000 to pay the artist, and then the
yeah.
remaining 1,000 will be for like shipping and handling. And maybe I'll pay myself $500 for my writing services. Uh,
Absolutely
when
not.
when, when all the money is left over, because that's what'll be left over. And they were like, okay, well, maybe you should do more than like the first, do like the first 3 issues then maybe. Um, and if they do that, then I would just say like, yeah, 15 grand is how you should do it. And I was like, okay. And I was very nervous, y'all. And I think the first day,
Hmm.
I think we ended up making $500 the first day. And at the time I was like, oh
Is it
great, people gave $500.
is it a
And
it's
the
a
goal
30-day Kickstarter, or how long
it's a
was
third
the
it's a it's 30 days. And in my brain, I was like, okay, if I can make 5 grand a week, I can do this.
mm,
Um and I was petrified. Actually, no, no. I don't think I was ever petrified. I was just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and I really believed in myself. Really believed in the product, and really believed that it could have an impact. And then I think it was during the uh what's it called? I think I got let go from my job. I want to say like a week before, 2 weeks before the Kickstarter launched, and I had to like collect unemployment, and I got a couple, some money in unemployment. And I just used that to pay for like ads, and I used that to basically print out pamphlets and like
Hmm.
pass them out at comic book stores, because it's like it was like friggin' street hustle, like passing them out. And then I was going to, I think it was during like Hamilton. I was passing them out outside the Broadway theater for Hamilton, and they allowed it.
Just shoving it in people's
um,
hand. Like, here.
yeah, Harriet Tubman was there. They're like, okay, cool. And then I was everywhere. I was
that is
everywhere.
incredibly smart, actually. That
Yeah,
is
because I'm like,
incredibly fucking smart.
thank you.
Yeah.
And just going to different comic book stores and just saying like, hey, can you add this to your newsletter? Can you add this to your newsletter? Can you? And then people started to see it, and then people got really hyped about it. And then I was taking I was taking ironically, I had signed up for this leadership course.
Hmm.
And then I told people in the leadership course, I'm like, hey, I'm doing this thing. And they were like, all right, cool, awesome. And then they all like started to like give like some money toward it. And I want to say, we ended up raising, the goal was 15 grand, and we ended up raising like a little over 21,000
Mm,
over the course of 30 days. And then I was like, all right, we did it. And then I was like, oh
wow.
shit, we did it. Oh shit.
So,
and
oh,
and 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 now I have to deliver the thing, and it has to be like
Mhm.
good.
You met it and
And I'm like,
surpassed it. Now you ain't got no excuses.
yeah.
but
So it's like,
you had to know that you had something. There's no way that you did all of this pre-work
Exactly.
to not be able to produce I need to get inside of the mind of people that do these things and then say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. But pardon me, I mean this with the utmost respect, nigga. You did this whole motherfucking thing. You got script. You got 3 issues already out in your head. Like all you have to do is hit the print button and it's done. What you mean? What you mean, Clyde? What
oh
you
well, no,
mean?
no. Actually, I had an outline. What I think I had written the first issue, but I didn't have. Um, I knew how the second issue was gonna go. I wrote the second issue,
Mhm.
and I got Joey Vasquez to draw the second issue. And Joey Vasquez is like this big Marvel artist, and he was very expensive. Joey's very pricey,
But
and
very good.
very good. He
Very
took
good.
he took a lot of the budget, and issue 2 ends on a cliffhanger, and people were like, wow, man, what a cliffhanger. You were great. I was like, nigga, I ran out of money.
Dun dun
Like,
dun.
I completely ran out of money because I didn't realize that bird's eye view. And I didn't realize, because this stuff was way more, because even though it was like 21,000, Kickstarter and taxes, they take out the fees, so it's like you
Yeah.
actually you actually made 17, 18,000. And then I think I paid Cortland, what's it called, I was then I had to pay for the shipping and the handling of issue 1. And then Joey was a very expensive artist. And then at the time, I had paid Cortland, and Cortland had said like, hey man, I think I asked Joey, because Cortland, he penciled, colored, and lettered issue 1,
Mm,
and was a beast.
mm.
He did everything. But Joey's like, oh, I'm just gonna do the pencils and ink. I don't color. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, so I gotta
How'd
find
you get through
someone else.
kindergarten,
somebody
sir?
else on top of that.
How'd you get
Oh,
through
Yeah,
kindergarten
yeah,
if you didn't
yeah,
color? If you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
color, how'd you get through
He's
third
like,
grade, sir?
he's like, I color my covers, but I don't color my sequential stuff. And I was like, oh no. So
Get out.
so uh so
wait, pause, pause, pause,
mhm,
pause, pause.
mhm.
What you mean? You want to take how much of my money? And you literally, I'm not, this is not to minimize what artists do. Artists are fucking important. Everything that they do is goddamn amazing and they should be paid accordingly. However, my
However,
guy, you are pushing a button to fill in the color on that hoe. It's much easier compared to people that are hand drawing they shit now. I need to understand, make me understand how you click a button and it shades the rest of the color for you. I've synced it. I've synced it with my eyes. I need you to explain to me why I'm picking a number. Why you cost 10 grand to not color it, and I got this dude for 8 grand to do all of it. It's just a question. It's not an accusation.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
oh
need
yeah.
to be made to understand.
ladies and
I,
gentlemen,
I,
that's what's
I,
called prima donna artwork. Okay.
well, I don't know if it was him being a prima donna. I think it's like a lot of artists, now that I've done this, freaking 10 times now. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's artists are, some see it as a tedious thing to do. And I think that puts them in their head when it's their own thing. Like,
Mm.
I love writing. I love the process of writing and creating. I, I kind of hate editing a little bit. You know, oh, okay, all right. We will keep that in mind. Yes, but yes, no, but like no, like you know, that's why I have my editor. But then sometimes I think my editor, Rhonda J. Brown, dope, awesome black woman. One time she was sick and she couldn't work. So I had to edit my own stuff, and I hated it. But yeah, so it's like I think it's like a different part of the brain that they see it, it could be like a tedious thing they don't really feel like doing it. So Joey had said like, oh, like, oh, who's gonna like, oh, dude, I don't color, but here's the book and it's done. And then so I'm like, okay, I have to find another guy who I'm like, who would you? And also coloring, it's a thing where you have to really look at each department and everyone like the colorist has to fit the
Yeah.
penciler and inker, because if it's a thing where they don't gel, things can, you know, things can be jarring or hard to look at, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So even like the guy who colors Killer Bee, like Killer Bee, it took me a year to find the right colorist, because Matthew Reyes, who draws Killer Bee, he has very specific like pencils and inks that are very much like on some like manga level stuff that looks
Mm,
beautiful without color. But
mm.
you know, I like my comic books in color. Like I could have done Killer Bee without any colors, but
No,
I'm
you
like, no,
couldn't.
I'm like,
Mm-mm.
nah, I'm gonna put this in color. So, but it took a year to find somebody. Um, and then I found this amazing dude, Ed, Ed Bola, and yeah, it took a year, and people were like yelling at me, like, "What the fuck is this comic book?" And I'm like, no, I gotta find, because I went through different artists, and they all did test colors, or they were severely overpriced,
Mm.
or they weren't available. And Ed, you know, him and Matthew, like they gelled perfectly. So I asked Joey, you know, back to Harriet, I asked Joey, like, okay, who do you see coloring your stuff? And he's like, I think you should pick this guy, Joss Burcham, who does the Transformers comic and the Judge Dredd comic. And, you know, had a great conversation with him. I said, hey man, can you do like a test of the first 2 pages? And he was like, yeah, sure. And he was very fast and he crushed it. Anywho, so flash forward, I run out of money, and then I got let go from my job. My unemployment runs out, and
Mm.
I get my tax return, and
Mm.
I'm like, all right. And I was like starving, right? It's like literally starving. And I looked at the tax return, and I was like, oh, this will cover the rest of color production, and this will cover all my printing.
Okay. Oh God.
Mm.
And then I can't eat ever again.
And then, but then I can't eat. Um, and thankfully, like I ended up getting a job at like I got a job at a t-shirt factory or something. Uh, it's a hard knock life. So so I decided to, you know, put my money into put my tax return into finishing the colors on. I actually no, I actually didn't have enough. I didn't have enough. I take that back, because I still needed to letter the thing, and Cortland came back to
Mhm.
letter, and I had enough to pay Josh like another quarter of. Sorry, I'm taking you all behind the scenes of the struggle of this. I
No,
had enough.
that
I
Mm.
had.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I have y'all creators come on to show people that read the stuff, make them understand how difficult it is to get this baby going, and then for other people that that want to do something, I want them to know the good parts, the easy parts for some people, and the shit you need to be prepared for, like running the fuck up out of money.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And like I think I had moved back in with my family, and it was really bad. And I had to choose between like eating and my own personal bills, or finishing this comic book that I promised, you know, 1,000 people on the internet to.
Only 1,000.
So yeah, only 1,000 people, no big deal. So
Mhm.
Yeah, just as a quarter, like 0.2% of the population.
That's not a lot.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like that's a town in North Carolina, you know. So, but I'm like, I have to do this. So, and I still, even with my tax return, I still didn't have enough money to finish it. And I had enough to go to printing. And then my friends, that I get kind of emotional, my friends kind of came in and said, hey, like, we'll help you, with like some extra stuff. Because like people saw that I was really out here and I was kind of struggling a little bit. And then and God bless Josh. He's like, dude, I'm just gonna finish it. I have a bunch of like gigs around the clock. You've been paying me on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
Just paying when you have the money. I have Judge
Mm,
Dredd and Transformers for the next 12 months. Um, this is
nice.
cool. I thought it was fun. Like, just like I'll finish this and pay me when you can. And
That's uh, community. When community rallies around you, when they know that you've got something and you're a genuinely good fucking person, it don't take much for people to want to help you for free for anything. And
yeah,
God bless
yeah.
you, because those, I feel like those people they're not far and few in between, but you don't hear them as often as we should. And
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and I really appreciated them and um, just dope, awesome people. And then of course I ended up paying back everybody when like the books came out and the book started to sell
Oh,
really, really well. And
oh, that's so adorable. Oh, look at you
yeah,
giving back. Oh,
and
pay
then
attention, you
yeah,
creators out there.
I
yeah,
mean,
and
Fucking
then
bitch, doing what you said you were gonna do. Yeah, imagine the fuck that.
yeah, and like, like I got a job and things were going like well, and then like pandemic stuff happened, and then I did another Kickstarter, and then the Kickstarter did even better. Um and yeah, and it just kept on rocking and rolling. And then, TV film stuff was always, happening in the background, and people were always throwing me offers. Some of them were so so
A
so
lady
so some
Mandalore
some
got that face.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
so some of them, but before like Prentice and the Disney stuff, like I had people
But
throwing.
you just
I
just just gloss over that. Yeah, go on. Yeah, yeah. Who cares
yeah,
about Hulu or who this Disney Hulu? It's
yeah,
fine.
yes,
Fine.
yeah, someone had made me an offer where they were going to. I was offered a lot of money to have someone who had no business playing Harriet Tubman, a very famous person who I'm still not allowed to say. I'm still under an NDA
Under
thing.
a nigga don't ask. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, a nigga don't ask contract. Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna borrow that.
I'm
But
making
like,
t-shirts soon, so trust me, you'll be able to sport it.
He's
yeah,
working on he's working on the trademark.
it's like nigga don't ask contract. But now, like, and this was like a problem because I was just moving back to New York. I was getting my shit together finally, and then things are. I'm starting to get into like the groove of like doing compa conventions and making some money,
Mm.
and getting some support. And then stuff happens. I was at an office job and they didn't renew my contract, and I was late on like rent and all that stuff. And I was like, oh no. And then I met these people and I thought, okay, this famous person is probably gonna want to be a producer on Harriet, because they were like, hey, we see this as not just a movie, it should be a TV show, a live action TV show. And I was like, cool, dope, yes, let's do it. And they said, okay, we want to invest into the IP, and we want to make a TV show. And I was like, great. And it's a world famous person. If this person signed on to the live stream, we would all faint. So like that type of fame. I'm not allowed to say who it is till 2029.
What the
uh,
hell?
yeah, yes,
Seriously?
yes, I will get sued.
I will be good grief. I will be 60 years old before I find this out.
Yes,
That's
yes.
insane.
So
citizens. Okay.
I think I'm even not allowed to talk about it. Even I can like tell people, but I can't talk. I don't think I can even talk about it publicly. In 2020, I think there's still like a gag order. If I say it
That is
like
so
like
dumb.
the
What
contract
the?
says, if I say it in front of cameras or a I think or a radio of any media, I
Media,
can
something
be,
media.
you know, I'm allowed to. I have to be vague, and I can't even confirm nor deny. I can't even yeah, that used to be a thing where I had to give people a piece of paperwork before a podcast where I say, hey, I can't you can't pry too much about asking me who this is.
You know, I something told me to ask you what is off limits, and I didn't. But because I'm a respectable black woman, I will no longer pry any further
Yeah,
into the topic that we are discussing. Um,
all you have to do is think about the most famous person, and that could be that person. But anywho, they offered me a lot of money, and I just said, I was like, wait, you want this person to play Harriet? This person is light skinned. Um, and hint, and also doesn't really
I'm
look
sorry.
like.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
baby, that's what he said. You didn't hear. Listen, when he said somebody didn't have no business playing Harriet, I
No,
was like,
I
all
heard
right,
it, but here's the
what
thing.
paper bag test did we pass in order
I
to
heard
think
it.
that we?
No, I heard it. Believe me, I did. But it's just the fact that you know where the decision making came from to bring in somebody like that who is historically dense, that you would actually suggest that.
Because let's, I'm gonna say something out of look. I don't want to say anything too out of pocket, but we all know the
I ain't got
light
no pockets.
cells.
I'm gonna say it. I'm
It's
not
the
wearing any pockets.
light cells, light cells all day. Let me tell you how I feel. Now I love my skin. But I
It's
think
okay.
I'm too light to play Harriet on some real shit. That is
Mhm.
not the Harriet for me. No, Harriet, tried and true. She need to be darker than a blank screen. Okay, that's how dark my Harriet needs to be.
That part.
Yeah, no, and I tried explaining it to them, and they were very much like, I was like, oh no, no one's even gonna notice, I'm like, Black Twitter will notice, and
All
so
right.
they're very much like, yes, now it's Malcolm X, but but no, so they were very much like, and I kept trying to appeal from the point of view of, this will make your, it was her producing partners, um appeal from the point of view of, this is going to make your client look bad, and it's not a good look. Your client should probably just maybe produce or do the music for it. That's another hint, someone who does music. And
Oh,
I
Drake was gonna make the music.
Stop it.
Yes, it was going to be, it was going to be a Drake level person. So
from
I'm just like,
from
I'm like, hey, this ain't
Canada.
good. And at the time, like, I think the Harriet movie had just come out. So I'm like, hey, like, we have to do something that's like an actor of that level.
Yeah.
And I had my own like thoughts of who Harriet should be. I'm like, at the time I was like, okay, it should be Samira Wiley, from Handmaid's Tale. Like, that's who I
Hmm.
see as Harriet Tubman. And they were like, but what if our person did it? And I kept saying no. And then they were like, they did the whole, we were at, I'll never forget this because it was at a restaurant in Harlem, and they did the whole like
I know you didn't.
this is what we're prepared to offer.
No, you
No.
didn't. I
It
know you didn't. I
yeah, yes, while hitting
No.
all the bad notes. Yes, yes, Christy D. While hitting all the bad notes, they did the slide across the table, and it was more money than I've seen in my entire life. And at the time, and it was a really tough, stressful time, because I'm like, I'm either going to have to leave my apartment and move back to New Jersey, um, and this is all like January 2020, so it's before the pandemic. So
Mm.
shit would have happened regardless.
Oh,
So I think I was talking to like my lawyer and talking to my lawyer at the time about it, and no, we had a good clean breakup. It wasn't anything terrible. My
okay.
lawyer got promoted at their job, and they didn't have enough time and space to represent me. But my
Mm.
lawyer is the one that who made it the smartest choice in the room. My lawyer had said to me that, hey, like, and my lawyer gets 5% of whatever money or things that contracts they work on for me.
Baby,
So my
Mhm.
lawyer would have seen 5% of this deal. And so
a
what
moral
happened?
fucking lawyer. Holy shit.
Yeah, yes,
They do
Nicole
exist,
Compass.
They
Yeah,
do.
just like
Nicole
Cheerios. They still
Compass.
exist.
Yeah, Nicole Compass, she's amazing, she's incredible. So basically she had said like, hey, like I think in a couple of months, you know, this sounds great, but I think it'll get old,
Mm.
in 6 months. And I've represented different people that have made choices based on financial stuff and money, and then they go on and they see their creation get like bastardized, like
Yeah.
something that's their baby. And I really
Yeah.
like, I see that, this is a very personal thing for you, and you really care about it, and you really love it. So I'm just asking you, if they ruined it, because, and she just said, I'm just going to keep it real. I don't like, because my lawyer was dealing with them, so I don't like working with these people.
Mm.
And I don't have a lot of faith that they're good producers as far as TV and film.
Mm.
Mhm.
um I don't think they'll do a competent job when it comes to adapting it, because in the contract it says, it's like, here's a bunch of money, and the only time we will credit David is like created by David Crownson. You don't get to be there to have a say
What?
in the production. It's like, here's a huge check, go live your life somewhere. And
Uh-uh.
Why
I
is
want
that?
I
That's
want
not like a Netflix or Warner Brothers type of deal. I could never. I I'm so sorry. I don't know if that's who you were working with. I am not implying that that is who you were working with in any way, shape, or form. But I read and I've heard and I have seen how those in particular companies work. I'm not saying they any better than the other motherfuckers that is out here. However,
However,
y'all
comma.
get
oh yeah.
used the most, okay? But say all that to say, continue your story.
No, so Nicole made a great point. She's like, hey, like I can see, like, I think even in substance, like, it's not a great deal because you don't have any. Would you feel comfortable if they made this? They do a terrible job. And oh yes, that's how you get Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, yes.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
kind of
You know what?
that's
On
kind of
that note,
like,
I'm gonna let me refill my cup. Keep going. I'll be right back.
no
I gotta
problem, no
do.
problem. No, but like they were pretty much just saying like, hey, like we'll take good care of it, but we don't need like the comic book people involved. Like, we'll take care of the film and TV aspects of it. You can still keep making the comic book, but just here's like a bunch of money. More, again, it's more money than I've ever seen in my entire life. And
It's like go away. We see what we could do with this for this particular person. We don't need
yeah,
you past the inception of the
yeah.
idea.
And my lawyer, to her credit, she's like, that's a huge red flag. They don't want the creator involved. Because even if let's say I have $1 billion, right? And you write a comic book, and I say, hey, I'm gonna pay you like this amount of money. Like, I would still want the person who created said thing involved in the
That's the
process of
baby
it.
maker. You're the baby
Yeah,
maker.
like,
Why would you get rid
yeah.
of the baby maker?
Exactly. It's like you want the parents involved in the child's like education and stuff. So like, that was like a red flag to my lawyer. And then again, a giant red flag for my lawyer was my lawyer came back and made certain demands, and they even just they kept on doubling the amount of money they were going to pay. And it was, I think that was to shut my lawyer up too. So my lawyer was just said like, hey, like I think they said no to all my demands of having you creatively involved and you having the choice of who plays Harriet.
Oh,
And the fact
absolutely
that
not.
they and Nicole is a Jewish white woman. Um and basically had just said like, yeah, like I have some concerns, but I know this is a big opportunity. It's big money for you. It's life-changing money. But just
Mm,
know this will wear off and grow old fast.
mm,
Um and then I was thinking about this because again, like I had like maybe $80 to my name. And I think I went back to New Jersey to like spend time with like my family. And I was telling my mom about this. My mom had just, and again, with this money, I can, I can pay my student loans off and I can get my mom a house. I can get my mom
yeah.
this. I can get my sisters this. I can get my nephews this. And then my mom was just like, hey, like if someone came along like this, someone else will come who
Right.
who who is either, you know, better suited. And my mom was like, hey, like I don't want you to make choices based on. I think the people make the worst decisions when they make it based like only on
Desperate
money.
and desperation too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like
You
people
do.
can really make poor decisions just based on strictly financial stuff.
Yeah.
So like as she had told me, she's like, I don't want you to, I would never want you to be a drug dealer or something like that, like that type of thing. Um I was like, what? So it took some dug deep, dug deep because they gave me like 48 hours or something to like think about it. And then they were like, hey, like we're gonna meet up, like, well, let's meet up at the same restaurant. We like you, we like this book, and we just want to do be in business with you. And
Mm-hmm.
we want our client and producing partner to play this person. They're the only
Uh,
person who can do it. And
uh,
then, we had another conversation because it's like, let's get rid of the lawyers. Let's just have a face-to-face thing. And
no.
I was like, yeah,
No.
sure, let's do it. And they really tried hard and they made their points made. Um, and it all
I mean,
sounded
did they have the
terrible.
shiv underneath the table too to make sure they
Oh
were
no.
driving their point home?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was like a gun on the table type of thing. And
Oh my god.
uh they're like, hey, we're gonna do this thing and you're never gonna have to think about money ever again. And because it was one of those things where it re-ups every 2 to 3 years, so they would have to keep essentially paying me for the thing. And the way another the wording in the contract was perpetuity, you know and my lawyer hates that word,
I
hates
hate
that
that
word.
word. If you ever
Whenever.
for anybody out there dealing with contracts, perpetuity is a red fucking flag, okay? Especially in media, you do not want perpetuity because that means you are stuck in whatever it is that they have put in there. That's it. You don't get there's no adjusting. Well, I don't want to say it like that, but rarely is there any adjusting to whatever that snapshot in time is. If you need more money or if you don't want them to have your shit no more, you can't take it back.
Nope. Oh yeah, yeah. You
Ever.
can't. You can't take it back, and plus, you can't really say anything because they're paying you a lot of money. And I had to really think about all this, and I think at the time, uh, what's it called? Like their client had acted in something recently, and they did a really bad job in it. And it was like a movie that came out, and
Irony.
the actor had done a really bad. They had done a bad job acting in this thing that came out. And I'm like, nah, I can't do this.
Mm.
And I just kept saying like, hey, like this will be really bad for your client. Like your client's gonna get dragged through the mud on Black Twitter, and you guys might not have a job. Like I think if your client is attached as a producer, and I was really trying to like, because I didn't want to be difficult and be like, no, flat out. I'm like, hey, like there's a way we can all work together and get what we want. I want to have, some amazing financial stability, and you want your client to be more in the film TV space. I think this is a thing that they should just be a producer on, and maybe down the road they have a supporting role as a voice, just a voice. No, I'm kidding. I didn't say that, but I was like, it
I
should be
didn't hear
something
it.
like
I
that.
didn't hear it.
Hear what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, yeah. But they were very much like, no, like we're gonna do it this way. This is how it should be done, and we will only sign if you go this way. And I just thought about my lawyer and thought about my mom, and I'm like, hey, I guess we're not gonna do this together then.
Not the slow
And
finger
yeah,
pan.
exactly. Dude, that's funny as hell.
The slow finger pan.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, and didn't really like nice and respectful, didn't like scream or yell or like lose my shit in this restaurant.
Oh.
I just was like, hey guys, like thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I think you're great, and I think your client's great. I'm really sorry that we couldn't make this happen together, and I wish you like all the best, and like God bless and love you, and uh and went back to my apartment and then like cried. I don't know why I just cried.
You're so close because you're so
So
close.
near and yet so far. Yeah.
And it's
Oh yeah,
somebody
yeah.
else's ego. Ugh.
Oh yeah. So like, yeah, my mom was like, "Hey, like, just come live at home with us, and we'll figure all this out." And then
But
the
I don't
pandemic
want to live
happened.
home with you. I don't want to.
Yes. It's like I want to be famous rock
Oh my
star
God.
content creator.
I want to be independent in it. I want to be
Oh,
independent in it.
like I'm a man. I'm a grown ass man. And then the pandemic happens, and then I came running. I was like, all right, I'm coming. He's like, everyone's getting sick and dying in this apartment building. I'm coming right now. But yeah,
Banging on the door.
oh, yeah,
Let me.
oh, yeah, it was a thing. But yeah, flash forward, meet Prentice and Sebastian, and all is well, all goes good. And then Killer Bee stuff happens, and here we are.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, as he gracefully glosses over Prentice Penny of of Insecure fame. We're just gonna gloss right over that. We're gonna skirt right into Killer Bee. I'm sorry, Prentice Penny. I love him, and I love Miss Issa Rae. So I gotta lift that up and throw that out there. But yes, sir, you have another comic. I want to talk about the comic first, if you don't mind.
Oh wait, hold on one second. I think my girlfriend's trying to come inside. Hold on.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Come on in, boo. Come on.
You know what? You know what? I can put. I know. No, she's not gonna show. That's his little jewel.
Aww.
No, we don't get to see. Not until
I want to see the Queen of the Kingdom. Come on.
You will someday, just not right now. Not right now.
Yeah, Kwanzaa, leap year, Rosh Hashanah. Come on now.
She in football attire. She a football widow. She got to get ready.
Everybody doing a sports ball. Yeah, sports ball.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, just hi. It's fancy meeting you here. I want to talk about Killer Bee.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so first of all, I am mad. I could not find this comic anywhere except for your website, which is
exactly
Kingwood Comics. Kingwood Comics.
That's how this supposed to work.
If anybody would like to go to the website, here it is right here. Please, by all means, it is kingwoodcomics.com. I'm going to try to bring up the actual.
I love this cursor that you have.
Oh, thank you.
Don't get her started. Please don't get her started. Oh my God.
It's my favorite. I probably won't change it until they update the whole thing.
I will tell you, David, I had to honestly tell you, are you coming to BlerdCon this year?
I am coming to BlerdCon this year.
Okay, so I need you to do me a favor. Every time I see you, I never have what I need to get your comic, and I request a signature from you, because this thing Harriet Tubman is a masterpiece. And
Correct.
you were working
Thank
your
you.
butt off last year at the booth. I know your social media went down to -5 by the time we were done.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no, it was really bad. I think I was like BlerdCon is already like really hot, and I think it was the first time I had hair this long, and I had just
Ooh.
done like a panel, and I was like dripping sweat at my table. It was very bad and hilariously embarrassing.
It don't
Um,
don't that's literally everybody in that building. It's just it's a sauna.
However,
But
not
but
this year.
correct. It should be relatively comfy. Um that so I'm glad you're coming. Yay. I can't wait to see you because I'm gonna go get this book. Are you bringing this to the convention?
Okay, this book. So there's a whole thing with Killer Bee at the moment,
Uh
that I can't like announce or say yet.
mm,
Um,
okay.
originally I was gonna do it into like strictly independently, but there
Okay.
Mm.
was like eyes and attention from either my some awesome distribution people
I
that were
bet.
like, so hey, what if we co-publish and distribute this,
Cough.
so
Image
and
Comics cough. I don't know. It just feels like they I don't know anything about
I mean
nothing. I'm not saying that that's what that is. Let me hide this so y'all can see my face and I mean that. I'm not saying that that's
image
who it
comics would
is.
be
I,
image comics would be very smart to that would be very intelligent
that would
of them,
be
but
quite
you know
intelligent.
that would be quite like the conundrum, but there's a few other people who are interested
There's
in
other
it.
people. Yeah, there's other people with that have a killer bee in their comics somewhere too. But
Mm.
people is dumb. Um
Yeah,
Mm.
it'd be very smart, and but yeah, it is what it is.
it is what
So
it is.
but
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 back to my original question. How come I can't get this fucking comic, my guy? I'm feeling like a
you
crack
you
fiend over here. You
you,
see, I got
you,
the long sleeves on because I got the track marks.
you
I need
don't
I
say don't
need
say
Wow.
that.
I
Don't
need
say
the
At
book.
least I show my track marks. You see, you just hiding them shit.
I
don't say that.
need my fix.
No, it's probably what's it called?
Mm,
Most likely, if not BlerdCon, um, I just have to see because I wanted the comic to be out by Valentine's Day. But because of all this stuff that's happening, I have to like, you know,
adjust.
I can still like adjust and like have it for sale, and then
Okay.
when the thing whatever
Happen.
contract or paperwork stuff is done and they announce it, then I can like ship it out to people and
I
stuff.
Are you can is this under like a whole NDA thing? Because I'm gonna be very disrespectful. I'll send you some feet pics for this comic. I don't know if you into that.
No, 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 absolutely not. No. Listen, I will keep posting images of this comic and all that stuff and
I do.
and everything. But no, no,
I
no.
will.
What's it called?
I'd like to add on to my joke. I do not sell feet pics. That is gross. I'm not.
No,
That is not me. I'm so
no,
sorry.
I'll send ankle shots.
listen,
I'll send
listen,
ankle
anyway,
shots. There we go. Let's do some ankle
listen,
shots.
listen, do what you gotta do. Like one of my friends made a joke about I think one of my friends recorded himself getting a pedicure or something like that, and he's a man who was like first time ever getting a pedicure, and I'm like, bro, you're 38. Why is this your first time getting a pedicure? Like, see, you're probably a mess. And then he was like, dude, I got the weirdest request on Instagram, and I was like, wait, what? He's like, a bunch of like random people want like ASMR of me getting this pedicure. Like, what should I do? And I jokingly said like, oh, you should probably charge him for it. And he's
I
like, dude, they're
said,
sending me $100 for like the full clip. And I was like,
okay, wait. Look, we gonna talk behind the scenes because this is the second time this has come up in a week, and I'm gonna tell you right now. times is about to be real harsh. Eggs is $20 for a yolk,
What?
and that's not even the white part.
Do I-
It's
do I
just the
feel like
gold
we're
part. I need we gonna talk. We gonna
Well, I
talk
feel like
about
we're going
this
through
thing.
another pandemic again, except because of the stupidity of the government as of now. Nobody wants to leave home. So we're going to make money any other way we possibly can.
Well, okay. Don't know about physicals of the comic at all, but can you tell us about the comic itself? Because the premise of this comic
It's brilliant.
is
Thank
I
you.
itching. You got people in your comment section on Instagram threatening your life, sir, because they want to read this comic. I've seen the commentary. I'm
Can
just saying.
can
Go
I
ahead.
can I make a request before he explains this beautiful, brilliant missive that he has created? If you decide to animate this, I want in as a voice actor. I want in.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think the movie's going to be live action, but there's potential for
Wait,
spin-off stuff.
wait, wait, wait. Can I
Yes,
do like a
yes.
can I do like the what is it, the PA system? Like if she's running through an airport or something, this is your flight captain announcement. Da, 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 da. I'm anyway, I'm sorry. Navy, that was
No,
Navy, we want dibs. We want
we
dibs on
sp-
something.
I'm speaking on both of us here. I could be the crotchety guy in the back. Didn't I tell you the oil was on the shelf? Sick of you sorry ass kids. And then
God
just
damn it. God
and
damn
walk away, have a candy bar. I'm getting paid. What about you?
Dude,
I'm,
that is funny. What's it called? I will see what I can do.
that's
I'll see what I can do.
that,
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
hey, look, shoot what, 100, you miss 100% of the throw. Yeah, I don't do,
I think
There's
you gotta give me
100%
the
of the
lines.
shots you don't take.
If you give me the lines, I can say them, no problem. I'm just saying, but when it's the thinking part, it hurts sometimes.
That's what she got me for.
It happens. It happens.
That's what she got me.
The comic book is about this assassin whose name is Bianca B. Dangerfield, and she does a hit that goes like she's like a badass like assassin, and there's a hit that goes wrong, and she ends up like injuring a child.
Oh my
Um,
god.
and what's it called? Spoiler alert for Killer B. So she has like lots of trauma that will you'll get into in the issue because it's like, hey, I don't want to hurt kids because she's even though she's like this assassin, she has a heart of gold and she has like a moral center, even though she kills bad guys for a living. So she's retiring from being an assassin. She goes to the agency. She's like, I'm done turning in my chips, my guns. I'm done with this. I've made more than enough money. I'm not obligated or beholden to this assassination agency. I'm done. So she lives. This is a New York story. She lives in New York City, and
Hey,
she's
Of
doing
course she does.
of course she does.
yes, and she's doing laundry in her apartment building, and she meets this guy, this like really like dorky, Dwayne Wayne, uh, type of guy, right? And he's like dancing and doing his laundry, and he's like, dude has no rhythm. He's such a dork, and she's like, yo, this man's so corny. But then like he starts to like dance with her too and stuff, right? She's like, sir, please get away from me. But he charms her, right? And she's like, and this is the person, you have to understand, this is the person who has like looked death like in the eyes and made death flinch. This is a badass of a person. This is like someone who isn't afraid of anything. But this guy is able to soften her a bit. And she just kind of like that kind of sticks with her. And then she sees him a week later, and he makes her laugh. And then he sees her again, and they have a conversation. They're just talking about how they grew up, and they're talking about TV shows. And again, even though she's this like badass assassin, she's also mostly dealt with or dated other badass assassins. She's never
Mm.
dated like just like a regular
A
guy.
normie.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it's really easy, and he's easy to talk to, and also challenges her too, and she's kind of surprised that this like doofy dorky guy is able to challenge her, and he's like, he's a lawyer, he's like this like prosecuting like lawyer who's like really smart and knows his shit. um and they date and they fall in love, and they're together for a year. And she's like, hey, like and we have a fun montage in the comic where she's falling in love with this guy, and she's doing all her final hits and everything like that, right? And
Mhm.
she gets her final hit, and the final hit is the guy is her boyfriend, because
What
he's
the
this
shit?
lawyer. He's a lawyer that's prosecuting this mafia conspiracy, and the mafia wants him gone. So she has to decide: is she going to assassinate this dude who she's madly in love with, who is also like harmless? This dude, he's just a regular guy. It's almost like it's like Angelina Jolie in substance. It's like Angelina Jolie in like 2002 dating Seth Rogen. Like just like a regular ass guy. Um who doesn't belong like in an action spy movie where heads are getting blown up, right? So she has to decide: is she going to assassinate this man who she is in love with or not? Because in this world, if you don't deliver on your hit, they send a team, like an army of assassins, to not only take out your failed hit, but take you out as well. So there's no loose ends. And she just decides, people are coming to kill us, I'm going to kill them first. And it's Killer B, because she's Bianca B. Dangerfield.
Yeah.
um, and it's basically John Wick superimposed over a romantic comedy. And then that's,
Mm,
you know, that's the comic book. And it's something that I had kind of been working on for a while.
mm,
It started out, funny enough, it started out as a movie idea when I was in high school. Um,
facts.
yeah, it started out. It was a terrible movie idea. No, no, it was a good idea, but it had a terrible title. The title was called The Target, which I hated, because like it was like
Wasn't there? Yeah.
I kept thinking of the store Target, so I was like, but because it was about like the guy. But then I'm like, okay, let me make this about the assassin, and from the point of view of the assassin. Um, and have it be something we don't normally see. Like, we don't normally get to see the guy being the damsel in distress.
Right.
We don't get to see the woman being the lead and having the agency. Like she can do all these crazy great things, and he's just like freaking like, oh my God, what is happening? You know, like I thought my girlfriend, who's like 5'4", was this innocent, nice person who, is a badass. But it's like, oh no, she can kill, someone in 18 different ways. And there's like a funny part, like kind of in the comic where, one of the assassins comes to assassinate them. He doesn't know that his girlfriend is an assassin yet. And she's like, I got this. He's like, no, I got this. And she's like, no, you really don't. And he's like, excuse me. And she like knows how to like fight and all that stuff. Again, it's like John Wick, but superimposed over a romantic comedy. So yeah, like so that was the idea. And then when I started making comic books and Harriet, and I had another comic book idea called Nightmare in Newark that's hopefully coming out also this year.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, I should have another. I was just trying to build out other ideas. And I'm like, okay, let me focus on this other like assassin thing that's kind of been in my brain for a little bit. Um, and then crafted it and called it like, Killer B. And was kind of crafting like the story and who everyone was going to be, and looking for artists, and I couldn't find artists at the time. And I found the guy who drew the amazing cover you just saw, Matthew Reyes. I think I found him on Instagram, and he had done some work, and he did the cover for it. I know I asked him if he could do the full blown. Actually, no, he did a Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer cover, and he crushed it for issue 7. And then I said, "Hey, I think you should draw my comic book, Killer Bee." And he's very like, he's like, "No, I only draw my own stuff." I don't do other people's things. And I'm like, dude, come on, like you're perfect for this. He's like, no, 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 no. I will focus on my own work and that's it. And I was like, okay, fine. So I said, okay, at least do the cover. And he did the cover. He does an amazing job with it. And then he did some other work for me. And I was working on the script. And I said, hey man, like here's the script. Let me know what you think. And really grateful for this. He really liked the story. He said, okay, uh, I really like this story, but I can't. I have to focus on my own stuff right now. Um,
Okay,
and I'm like,
fine.
okay, yeah. And I'm like, okay,
Then totally turned me down. But
You'll be
but
back.
yeah, I was. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'll just keep, But then, like, by the grace of God, something happened where his schedule had opened up. He said, hey, I can actually start drawing this comic in June, um, and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, perfect. So June came around, and and he started working on the first two issues of issue one. Um, and issue one's like a big issue. It's like over 50 pages. Uh, but yeah, so and there's gonna be more, and I'm trying to convince him to do the rest of like the graphic novel series.
mhm.
Um, but there's also like another artist who I think will also do it justice. Who I can't say who it is now, but it's a big
Doggone it.
famous dude. Um,
They're all big
but
famous dudes.
I was gonna
Kill me
say
with this, man.
in stature or popularity or both. But
in
I'm fishing. I'm just fishing.
but I will say both. Like I saw him at New York Comic Con. He is a tall motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, yeah. He is like I was like, oh, I know you. I he's almost taller than me.
Oh,
Um,
David
What?
yeah,
Are
is
you
tall.
serious?
No,
Yeah,
David
that's
is
a
like
yeah,
8'12".
yeah,
oh
He's
that's
yeah,
tall.
yeah. He
that is
is
a
a
tall mug
very
of hot chocolate right there, y'all. I'm telling you,
oh
this
yeah, oh
dude is
yeah.
not.
He is a tall gentleman. I was like, damn. But yeah, no. So Matthew he drew it, and around this time, I think we're still working on Harriet, the TV show, and my manager had said like, hey, like what's my manager called me. He's like, hey, what's that thing you told me about called Killer Bee? And I'm like, oh, it's about this assassin who like da 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 da. And he's like, hey, like there's people who are interested in it as an audible scripted podcast thing. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll make a pitch deck for it and send it to them. And nothing ever happened with it. So I was just like, let me just focus on the comic book. And I had never posted about it yet. So I think I just tweeted the cover and the premise, said, hey everyone, this is my next comic book, Killer Bee. And I put like the premise I just told you guys about,
Mhm.
and left it at that. And then I just went about my day. And then I got back onto Twitter, and I don't check Twitter like that. And Twitter had like blown up, and I'm like, oh, what's happening? And Patton Oswalt had seen it, and he retweeted
No
it, and
way.
he just said this looks pretty cool. And again, Twitter just blew the hell up, right?
I mean, Patton
Patton
Oswalt is
Oswalt, he did Minor Threats, and that is one hell of a comic.
he
Oh yeah,
he's an angel in the social media world. Like he anything he says is good. Like there's no he's not getting anything out of it by saying something is good or check this thing out. Like he's
yeah,
as
yeah.
pure as it is now.
Yeah, and he in that tweet, like I already had some meetings
What?
set up to happen, and I was like, hey man, thank you. And
That's
he
awesome.
my manager had just like, hey man, some people are calling, they want to talk to you about, Killer Bee. And I had a meeting with I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I had
Don't
a
look.
meeting.
Don't look. Listen. Look.
Yeah, not
Don't,
trying to get you into trouble.
sir.
Do not put yourself out there like that.
Dangerous ground. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna be the one to get you in trouble. Not on here. No, sir.
Mm-mm.
No,
Okay.
thank you.
Mm-mm.
Thank you,
Mm-mm.
thank you. No, I had a meeting with someone who is influential in film and TV, and who's from a studio that's very influential in film and TV, and they were really interested in the comic as a film, and I was like, oh great. And I think I had, and this is, people make fun of me about like manifestation, but I think I had posted like, they said, "Hey, who would you see playing, this character?" And I was thinking, because I never really, I was so grounded and focused on the comp, but I hadn't taken the time to think about who would be better suited to play this if it gets adapted.
Mm.
Um, so I was like, well, I never really thought about that. Um, and then I totally like forgot that I'm like friends with DeWanda and I know her personally and shit. And they were like, they're like,
You'd love to be able to
I,
forget something like that. Oh, I forgot. I know this celebrity that can act,
uh,
huh?
because if you know
Whoops.
someone for a couple of years, you just see them as just like a person, like
They're
just like,
normal.
oh, okay. Like they're a normal person that they just from time to time they do this thing, that we all see on a big screen from time to time. So like I didn't really think of it like that. Or
Not
like, there's a world where I can work with my friends on things. Like I don't know why that it did exist in the reality.
and get
It's
paid
just
for it, by the way.
yes, and get paid and produce it and have it all instead of being like, hey, are you going to Chris's wedding? It's like that. Like that's the barrier of like, where I see, us hanging out. It's like, hey man, you want to go bowling next Thursday? Like that's where I see it. So I think they were like, hey, we think Tessa Thompson should play it. And I was like, okay, like great actress. I'm not sure about that. Not because like they don't think they're great, but um, I'll have to see. And
Yeah.
then what's it called? I think I was online and I was getting ready to see. I think Jurassic World Dominion was coming out, and
Yep.
I was
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, I gotta see the DeWanda. Wait. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait. I was like, wait, because the movie has like the dark golden blonde hair. And I was like, what the fuck? Why didn't I think of this shit? What the fuck? I was like, she's the perfect person to play a badass assassin. What the fuck? So call her and I was like, yo, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to be in it? And she's like, send me the shit. I'm like, here it is. She's like, I want to
Send
be
me
in
the
it.
shit.
And I was like, all right, cool. So go back, and I'm like, hey, got DeWanda Wise. What do y'all think now? All right, cool. And then the Confluential got involved because my manager is like friends with the person who Tommy
I
Oliver, who
I
runs it,
I
and they
I actually I want to read the article if you don't mind, like just everything that kind of came together with this because it's almost verbatim what you said. If you don't mind if I put the whole thing up
go
on the
ahead.
screen, right? Here she is. DeWanda Wise, starring in Killer Bee, adaptation of a David Crownson graphic novel for Tommy Oliver's Confluential Films. DeWanda Wise will star in Killer Bee, an adaptation of the upcoming graphic novel. Will produce for the screen. Confluential,
You always just
confluential.
kidding.
I do the Confluential, an award-winning Black-owned and Black-founded film, television, and documentary production company, will co-finance the action film. Okay, okay. So, Black on Black on Black on Black during Black History Month is much appreciated, sir. Um, with what else is she doing? And then she's producing. You're
Mhm.
producing who is it, Jake Coburn and Sean, is it
Mhm.
Mikhail Butler? I don't want to mess up
Yes,
his
yes,
name.
yes.
Mikhail
That's
Butler.
my manager. Yes.
You got everybody get a piece of the pie. That's lovely. I love it. Pass it around, share it with the class. And Patrick Strom of Cultivate Entertainment Partners. um Jesus, for those that don't know about Confluential Films, um in the last year they've what is it? They've done Going to Mars, the Nikki Giovanni project, which was on HBO,
Mhm.
Fancy Dance, which was a show starring Lily Gladstone, Juice World, and also apparently they're starting a horror branch of their company.
Yes, yes.
And it's gonna be I think it's a movie called Goons starring Michael Rainey Jr. and Chloe Bailey, and they just
Yes.
finished that production as well. So, Hallie, I know that your sister's show just got a little hamstringed, but yeah, everybody's getting a check. Everybody getting a check in that family. This I have never seen a comic get run through the process of going to a film before the book has even come out.
So
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
insane. That is insane. I'm glad.
yeah.
I want that to happen more often. But holy shit, what the hell are you even talking? Who are you even talking to people? Because you need to start a class on that. You just be putting shit out in the ether. Hey, hi. I don't know if you know that I'm doing. Oh, 6 seasons and a movie. Okay, all right. I'll get started on the script right now.
Wow. Well, no, I really think, and this is, I don't know, this is my best advice. People want to, the first of all, there was a lot of no's to it, like the
Excuse me.
you're good. The company, there was another publishing company. I wasn't going to do it with my own company. I was going to do it with another publisher who turned me down because they didn't think it was like an original thing.
Okay.
And yeah.
How many times have we heard this where a company will turn some shit down and then when it blows up, all you hear is somebody in the other company going, who the was it Glenn?
Who turned
It was
Who
Glenn,
turned it?
wasn't it? It was Glenn that turned the
Who
shit down.
was on
How many
duty?
times?
Who was at the
Yeah,
desk?
it was a white company, is all I will say. It was a
It's
white
all.
company,
But see, the
and they were
crazy thing
like,
is you hear this like the one story that comes to mind is Adventure Time. Adventure Time was being pitched to Nickelodeon 3 times. They said no, we don't like it. Cartoon Network said, yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
What you get on Nickelodeon? Fanboy and Chum Chum. Whoever did that needs to be punched in the face.
I who okay, David, when you are in the room with these people, and I mean this sincerely because it doesn't I'm serious. I don't know anybody else that is able to talk to people to make them understand that this is a viable project. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm very curious as to what I know you probably can't say word for word or at all what goes on in those meetings, but the energy has to be insanely different, or the motives have to be insanely different than other companies that you might have pitched to if you've had to pitch to anybody else. I feel like everybody comes to you versus you, at least more recently, going to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that? I guess that difference in energy, like, was it a time period that changed? Was it just your name being out there, or was just good timing?
I think it was, some of it was okay. Like there was a guy, and he has a comic book called Harriet the Demon Slayer. And even before we get into the Prentice Penny or the Disney of it, they're like, "Oh, that sounds kind of cool and interesting. Let me read up on it and see how I feel about it." And then it's like,
Mm,
"Oh, okay, this is something that's being backed by Prentice Penny." And if Prentice Penny is working with someone, that means that person is to be taken seriously.
mm,
And then it's up to, like, take myself out of it. It's up to you as a person to, I don't want to say like sell yourself, but like enroll the people into what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
um and and just go in there and just be passionate about what you're doing and be excited about it, and treat it like a conversation, because things are going to, when you're going into those rooms, it's a development thing, and it's also, it can't be so concrete. You have to be open to change.
mm,
And thankfully there wasn't any like huge, like, push back with Killer Bee. I think the other company that I can't really, I don't want to say their name because I want to work with them in the future, hopefully. But they had just said no to it being a movie, and they want it to be a TV show. And
mm,
I think myself, Confidential, and DeWanda, we all felt that it was a movie.
mm,
And plus, like, we kind of felt, okay, this is the story you can tell in 2 hours, not in 10 hours.
mm,
Um, and so and so there was that, and then they had just kind of said, all right, we're either going to do this as a TV show or we're not doing it at all.
Mm,
And
gotcha.
they were like, hey, like we're not going to do it at all. So it was just myself, DeWanda, and Confidential. And I thought at the time, because this was like a big $1 billion, company. So I thought, okay, I guess everyone's gonna like leave because like the billions of dollars aren't in the room anymore. It's just
Mm,
it's just David from New Jersey and a movie star and who's also like a friend and Confidential who has tons of um who has money and all that stuff. So I thought, okay, they're probably gonna be like, hey David, sorry, billions of dollars ain't in the room. See you at Jason's wedding. Or like, hey man, it was great meeting you, good luck. But no, like I think my manager called and said like, hey, like they still want to be all in on it and they'll figure something out because they really believe in the story. And they really like the stakes of the log line and even the title.
Hmm.
So I think I'm grateful that like even though the comic wasn't even out yet, like because I think Matthew had was on schedule to draw it within 3 to 4 months, and
mm,
I was still like working on like the script stuff aspects of it, and
Hmm.
I had like an outline treatment and pitch deck for what the overview of the comic book is. I'm like, okay,
Gotcha.
this is what happens in Act One. This is what happens in Act
mm,
Two. This is what happens in Act Three. And here are things that could happen in volume two of this book. Here's what can happen
mm,
in volume three of this book. Here's potentially a spin-off of what happens with this character.
mm,
Let's focus on this first story. This is a story not just about violence, it's a story about redemption and about
mm,
falling in love with someone. And what does it feel like to fall in love in your 30s when because a lot of the movies we see people falling in love in their 20s or in their early 30s. Um, and seeing someone fall in love when they've been through the ringer a little bit,
Hmm.
and how does it feel to be reawakened again as a human being
mm,
and getting a second chance at life. So I think when you're pitching or doing your story, you have to have a, I don't want to say something universal, just something that you connect with in general.
like
Eh,
some something
Go
that
ahead.
goes across like what is it, societal lines or class, you can you can put this in any type of situation
Yeah,
and have
class
it
lines,
resonate. Yeah.
classism. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like it can like I think I was watching this thing about like Robert Kirkman. He was talking about Invincible. And then he was talking about like The Walking Dead. And they're like, it's like, oh, like you make these like really violent, vulgar stories. And he's like, no, like, Walking Dead, it's about I think I make stories about what's it like to be a dad.
Mm,
Like all my It's like all my stories, if you look really closely, all my stories are about father
mm,
either father daughter or father son dynamics and how people how would I feel if my dad who grew up loving and idolizing, and I find that my dad is a different person,
Mm,
and how would I react like that?
mm,
Or it's like, my dad who I love and I get along with, but what if like the world ended tomorrow? And how would I react to seeing my dad as who I'm used to seeing as the strong guy become something else?
mm.
Become either, hey, we have to survive. This is not a democracy. Sorry, I like Walking Dead. But like,
I
and
admire
all
the
that,
passion, sir. I
you
admire the
know,
passion.
so I think when you're pitching or doing your stuff, and you have to have something for you that you connect with, and then like hope people get it.
Yeah.
So for me, I was really in the okay, what's it like to fall in love with someone, and then find out like their red flags, and can you love them within their red flags, even if those red flags can kill you. um and growing,
Mm.
because like in all these romantic comedies we always see like so I think I was reading this screenwriter's book a long ass time ago, and this thing kind of stood out where it said like the most realistic couple in the romantic comedies are the couple that breaks up in the beginning of the movie. You know,
Mm.
it's like, hey, we should see that and see how people grow through that and see
Yeah.
how people learn and get better. Because you shouldn't just give up on someone when you find out like, because we always see like for better or worse, but we never see the or worse part.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
like it's like, hey, I'm an assassin. I kill people for a living. You
Ah!
know, and
So
I
what was
always
your
told
secret? I like bagels. I don't think they compare. Mm.
Hmm.
he's like what? He's like I thought my biggest secret is I steal produce from the grocery store sometimes. It's the call.
Ah! You know that give a
People
penny, take a penny? I always take a penny.
like I always take a penny type of thing. But no, so it turns into how do we see this person,
Mm.
and how do we fall in love and grow with this person? So that was what I hope I was like selling in the room. But they all like the premise, and they like the emotional stakes, and they like that it's emotional stakes in it's a romantic comedy that's it's an action thing that's secretly a romantic story. And yeah, and I'm glad that everyone resonated and liked those ideas and ideals in the story, even though it wasn't essentially done or a finished product, and they wanted to get there at the ground level. And and yeah.
You got a winner, baby. I mean,
You get
clear
a standing
fucking winning.
ovation sitting down, sir. Excited is not the word I would choose. I am beyond thrilled to see this bad boy come to life and just squeal about it, because you always look for that good story that's got the swerve that fits, but you still want to see what else is going to happen. And this sounds like that story.
Yeah. You,
Yeah.
you,
Thank you.
you are definitely one of my favorite. And I know every time I have somebody on here, I always say that they're my favorite. But for you, the line that you take to get through your stories, it you hit every note for me when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
like action
Mm-hmm.
and storytelling. You hit it for me. Um, like I have gone into comic book stores and been like, oh, that's a David Crownson. Bet, gimme. Like I don't even know. Like I'm like, I think I'm behind on Harriet a little bit, but as soon as I walk into that, boop, done. Don't say less. I'm
Thank
still
you.
invested.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
Thank you so
course.
much.
You are a wonderful fucking storyteller, and the
Thank
world
you.
building that you do as well is incredible too. It's you be going deep.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is it is a lot of work. It's a lot of trial and error, and again a lot of L. Like my editor will be like, "Yeah, we'll do this again." I'm like, "Wait, what?" But he's like, "No, no, no, no. The thing you and I had a conversation about isn't on the page. So like, here are some notes. Like go back to the drawing board, brother." Yes, it is a lot of trial and error, and I'm very grateful that dope awesome people who either take the time to read, because again, also with your stories, like you're not going to know everything. You know, and you're going to have a village or a community, you know, read your stuff, who
Mm-hmm.
you trust. I
Mm-hmm.
had I had an argument with a colleague of mine who said like, I don't need people to read my stuff, I'm a genius. And I'm like, no, you don't know everything. Like you have blind spots, and you have to accept that you have blind spots with your
Yeah.
stuff. Like I'll have either my editor read something, or like people who I trust, like dope awesome friends, my girlfriend will read my stuff, like, hey, like I'm gonna submit this, but let me know how you feel about it. Because I might not be thinking of something uh
That part.
that's needed for this story.
That part.
And it,
You
and
can
it's
you
not
can hit
and yeah, it's not about me, it's about serving the story and making sure the story works, because I'll do this. I might not be thinking of something when I'm typing at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. You know, so
You
there's
can get
that.
blind to your story. You're so yeah, you get so invested into putting down whatever it is. I don't know if you go through this. I when I'm trying to write, I will get so lost in the story or with one particular branch, I forget to bring myself back to the main issue that I'm on. So if I'm reading it and I think it looks great, that doesn't necessarily mean it translates to the either the overall story
Right.
or um helps to move things along. You can get lost.
Hmm.
I
Mhm.
please read my shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing 90% of the time. I'm not, but please somebody tell me that I'm on the right path, or give me some constructive criticism. Like, all right, this went on a little bit too long, or what about this thing that happened back there? Aren't you going to talk about that in here? You need to have some kind of touch from the outside, even though that sounds weird.
Yeah, yeah, you need. Yeah,
That part.
it's like you said all this like articulate like something like yeah, and then it's like touch from the outside. I know it sounds
Just
inappropriate, but you know what I mean.
just little spice on the end part of there. It can't be all intelligent all the time. Just a little seasoning. Throw a little
The spice is
cayenne.
real. The spice is real, ladies and gentlemen. We love spice here. We don't like Kanye, but we like spice.
Yes, yeah. Oh, Kanye.
No,
Oh,
sweet
God,
brother
yeah,
needs
man.
it. No. He's gone.
It's like,
That baby gone.
oh,
May
it's
he
like
rest.
it's like man, he rested like anywho, but like
May
no,
his sanity rest in peace. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, yeah, it's that person needs an accountability group. Like
Mm,
that's why you
mm,
need an accountability group, and you need your
mm.
friend. You need, but like I was kind of bummed out. I was supposed to meet up with some friends yesterday, and I think people had to like reschedule because they forgot it was the Super Bowl and all that stuff. I was like, oh man, kind of wanted to like be out with people, but yeah, no, like I think that way of trading, I got it from a buddy of mine started a writers accountability group when I lived in New York City,
Mm.
and we would all just like he would get his actor friends and his writer friends, and we would go to his apartment. He would order food, and it's like, all right, what are you working on? We're gonna read the pilot, and we're gonna give you notes to your face on it.
Right.
And it was like, okay, so like, and he got like, and it helps to hear people read your stuff out loud, and it helps you as a writer to be like, okay, like, all right, that's working, or shit, that's not working. And then and it's a room full of people who are essentially who are your peers, and they're either they've done it a bunch of times, or they've done it enough times. But it's just great to have different points of view on your stuff, because it just informs you creatively. um
Exactly.
and and I think like my buddy Dan, who is an awesome filmmaker, who's directed a few like independent films, he got the idea similar to like Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who they started that when they started making movies. And they would write a script, and they would get all their actor and director friends to read the script. They would invite them over to read the script, and then essentially be like, hey, give me notes on how to make this better. you know and their agents and managers hated it when they did that, because it's like, why would you do that? They're gonna have ideas, and it's either going to like cause you to rewrite it and take another 3 months to rewrite this thing. But it's like, hey,
Mm.
like there's a reason why Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is amazing. There's a reason why Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie, or like 21 and 22 Jump Street are hilarious, like brilliant movies, because these guys, they really labor over story and script, and not just being like, hey, let's be up our own asses about like this. It's like, no, like, let's have other people who we trust, uh because it's like, just it takes a village and all that type of stuff.
That
Like
part.
there's something I'm working on right now that I'm gonna probably have like, I've had like people who I trust like read it and be like, hey, give me notes and please be gentle with these
May I
notes.
volunteer my services, sir?
No. No, I'm kidding. 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 No,
I can't.
I'm kidding. The next thing that I do, I will definitely be like, hey, you want to check this out? But please let me know what you think. Also, please don't tell anybody.
Are you kidding
Because
me?
again,
We are the Fort Knox of things. We don't tell
Baby,
anybody.
and then sit back and go, "Oh my god, what? That's insane! What? When did that happen? I
Did you
couldn't
know about
get
this?
through this.
Did you know
he's
about
like,
this?
I never
he's like,
knew."
oh my god, like, oh my god,
Wow. I need
like,
a
oh,
drink. I didn't realize I'm overwhelmed.
he's like, oh my god, I did not know that came out that day.
Oh, oh
Like,
my god,
I
I
did not
am just
know.
surprised.
Who would have known? Oh my gosh. I went to get a bagel and now I have this. Wow.
Kel
Serendipity.
surprise, Kel
Yeah,
surprise.
he's
Um,
like pretends to be shocked emoji, but like, but
the
no,
clutching of
it's
pearls.
The thinking
yeah,
emoji, like,
yeah. So it's what was I gonna say? The But
We
yeah,
are the
no,
Lords of Stone and
exactly.
we are the the
Exactly.
Negro
My
Don't
man.
Ask Committee. Yeah, that's funny as hell. That is
Tell you,
funny.
I'm gonna get
That
that.
is
I'm gonna get
funny.
that trademarked, and it's gonna be a shirt people are gonna love to wear. I'm telling you.
Negro Don't Ask. I will wear that all up and down BlerdCon so bad. Uh, what's it called?
Jesus
No, but
Tiger,
like,
we need to talk.
but yeah, like, but what was I gonna say? These yeah, having your friends read it and look it over, because I know you're all saying like, oh, like David made it and stuff, but like I had lots of friends and support who even when I was like, I think I had a pitch meeting for something, and I practiced this pitch like a crazy person, like practicing it with like my friends, my girlfriend, and I think even late at night, I was with my family, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to practice my pitch in front of y'all." Just because you want to get into that musicality of it, and you have to be a little bit obsessed about it, or I wasn't even going out. I think I was with my mom and my sister, and I was like, right, here's my pitch. I'm gonna just pitch it to you. And I was like, tired, and just cause you just to be in that practice and know
Yeah.
where to hit, because when you're pitching something, you have to treat it like you have to treat it like you just saw a movie you really enjoyed, and and when you and when you're pitching it, it's like you're pitching it to your friends at your job.
Right.
um and because it has to be like an air of corporate but an air of comfortability. um
Water cooler
so
conversation.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly, that's
Scuttlebutt. Yep.
exactly it.
Just scuttlebutt chat.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. Water cooler scuttlebutt, conversation tone. Because you
That
can't like
word
be in
makes
your
people laugh no matter what.
Yes, because you can't be in your living room, because then you'll be too vulgar. You can't be like in your office, because then it'll be like kind of boring. But it has to be a happy 50-50 like blend of
Yeah.
things. You have to,
You're
because
so dumb.
if it's water cooler, you're still like excited, and you're with your friends at work. It's like, okay, tell it like this, but HR might be listening, so this is how you gotta like tell it. You know, so it's like when you pitch it, you don't pitch the whole entire thing beat for beat. You know, if I had just seen Inception and I was talking to my friends about it the next day, I'm like, yo, I saw this movie. It's about these guys who are thieves and they steal ideas in your sleep. You know, like you don't even have to be like a Christopher Nolan level guy to be like, oh,
Right.
that's interesting. You know, you just pitch like the thing that like hooks people in, and then you have to really see the room and see. It's kind of harder with the Zoom now because with Zoom,
Mm.
you if you have like whenever I pitch, I have a slideshow, so I can't really see people's faces. Um, that like that's why like I practice it so much because if I'm practicing with my friends, I can see where they get bored, I can see where
Mm.
they get interested. um or like, well, I literally, again, I pitched it in front of my family like to their faces in the living room, which was a great exercise because I got to see like there I was tired, so I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop this. My mom was like, maybe because I'm her son, she's like, no, I'm interested in this. Like, like you were actually doing a good job. And I was like, all right, cool. So but yeah, like I really think just having that amount of energy, that type of energy, and
Mhm.
still like being, because you have to be loose and energized. You have to be on your toes, but don't be like too stressed about it. Because if you're stressed, that the people in the room
They'll
are
know it.
stressed.
They'll
You know,
know.
You
yeah.
know, like
They,
again,
they
you
smell
got
that shit, dude.
they can smell it very easily. Like drink a glass of water. Uh, if
The
you ever have like a
desperation. Yeah.
oh yeah, if you ever have a meeting that's really important where you have to do a lot of talking or pitching, I highly recommend just doing a workout, exercising, sweating, eat something, drink some water, take some ashwagandha. Th- like those are things that are like really healthy. They get you grounded in your body.
Mm.
Some people are like, well, my friends like, hey man, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna take some edibles and I'm gonna get a drink. I'm like, no, no,
Too
no.
far.
Oh,
Like
you're gonna end up on
Too
somebody's
far.
TikTok if that's the case. It's like, man, he was pitching something,
Good
and all of a sudden,
Lord.
all I heard is cactuses and fruit by the fruit by the roll up. And what I don't know what the hell is that all about.
I am so sorry. Oh my fucking god! I'm sorry. They're about to put Kendrick on for the halftime show.
Oh,
They're
we got
cutting the
okay.
commercial. They're getting ready to set up. They there are flags, and there's a small letter A on the flag, and they're walking. There's two children pointing to the A on the flag. We have to go.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you everyone thank you so
Thank
much
you for
for
coming.
having
God bless
me.
and good night. Find us on all
Thank
social
you.
media handles. Go check out Killer B.
Please, go get Killer B. You need to go and pick up his comic. You need to see Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer if you have not done so already. I am trying to find the image and I can't find it right now, but please go to
Just go to kingmancomics.com and buy Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, buy Killer Bee. That's going to be out
Mhm.
hopefully in the next 2 to 3 months.
Yep.
And buy Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, the graphic novel re-releases, and that's going to be a TV show and all that good stuff. And Killer Bee is going to be a movie. So buy all those things.
I'm
Yes.
gonna put I'm putting it on right now, comics.com, and I need y'all to really please go support this man. I'm gonna add
Please.
something on to the end of this. I will show y'all the interview from DeWanda where she's talking about how Marvel's a little bit of a hoe, only because they kind of were telling her that she don't need to really do nothing but just hit her marks and say her line for Captain Marvel, which is probably the best reason for her to have not been in that goddamn movie because we know what happened. She is an excellent actress.
Yes, she is.
She hails from she is comparable to oh sweet lord in heavens. Oh, oh fuck, I can't remember her name right now. I'll put it in post. But Katharine Hepburn, she wants to do, she can do and wants to do any genre that is possible, and she is fucking good at it. Comedy, drama, action movies, which she's clearly good for. Jurassic Park, Dominion. Um,
And Killer Bee.
and coming up on boy, I'm about to say it. And coming up on Killer B. Find this, go see it. support DeWanda. I was really mad at her for trying to come for Storm, but then I saw her interview and I was like, oh bitch, wait, no, my bad. You should be, damn, I don't know who to pick for Storm. But I'm glad you got Killer B because Killer B deserves you. Okay. Everybody, have a good night. K dot forever, A minor, and mustard. That's it.
yes. Wop. Yeah, fuck it up.
Oh my god.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. We'll see you at Blerd next month, brother.
Yes.
Oh, and
I'll
at
see you
BlerdCon too.
Yes, and bring those t-shirts, please. NDA.
Jesus Tiger, we talking. We're gonna talk, Jesus Tiger.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll see y'all next Sunday.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.